All right, good stuff. Good. Well, grand rising, everyone. It's still morning, so we're still good. I hope everyone is a-okay. So we're on to day 3 of our training. So as usual, we're gonna start off with a recap. Obviously, it's been about what, 5, 6 days since our last session. So we're gonna start with a recap just to make sure we all know why we're here, and most importantly, we are all on the same page. All right. So, quick question, Kingsley, have you been able to get access to the LMS?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I went through
The vi
first class.
the videos as well. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Okay. So, any questions off the back of that then?
At the moment, no.
No questions. Okay. Cool. Yourselves, Damien, for me, anything from yourselves?
No.
No. No questions. No concerns. Okay. Cool. So. Just to recap, obviously, last week we pretty much covered the IPMC, the triple constraints, the iron triangle, okay, and most important as well in terms of the roles and responsibility of a project manager, what is expected of a project manager, and day-to-day experience on what a project manager does, okay? So we did cover quite a few, and I think we did an activity as well, didn't we? We did 1 or 2 activities. Okay. So if I just move on now, just kind of running through it real quickly. I think this is something that's very important as well in terms of change management, when it comes to projects, okay? Because change management in itself is very much a profession in itself. But in this case, when we're looking at it from a project perspective, whilst we are in a project, it's important that change is managed correctly. So what we're seeing with this is at the start of the project, the opportunity to cost effectively manage change is high because at the start we haven't done anything. We've not really put so much on ground. But by the time we get into the project, we lose that opportunity with each stage, with each phase, with each deliverable. There's only so many things we can go back on to, let me say, kind of correct or however, you understand? So that's why it's important to understand that, okay, this is the life cycle, this is how it all fits in together. Again, the importance of the stages and the gates. So with each of the stages, we have stage gates, okay, or go, no go, checkpoints, whatever you want to call them. So at those moments is when we look at what we said we were going to do against what we have actually done to ensure that, okay, we are still on the right path, right? So it's very, very important that we're still able to maintain that, okay, we're moving in the right direction. All right, talked about the roles and responsibilities. Key thing as a project manager, communication must do what? What do we say about communication when it comes to project managers? Yes, communication must go through you and not around you. Yeah. If communication is going around you, you're losing control. You're not able to best manage the projects. So it's really important that definitely, you're able to ensure that even if you're going to talk to him, and you guys are working together, you still need to know what's going on, and then you, where required, push on the relevant information to the next best party. Yes, question. Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
Going through the video. There's something you said about difference between program and portfolio
Yeah.
based on the months of contracts.
Um,
Something about that program is always from 6 months to 18 months, 24 months.
okay, so what I was trying to say there,
So I was trying to know the difference between
yeah,
a program in that aspect and a portfolio.
okay, so understand what a project is. So you have projects, programs, and portfolios. Okay, projects sit within programs. Programs sit within portfolios. You understand that?
Within programs.
Projects sit within programs.
Yeah.
Programs sit within portfolios.
Okay.
That's why you will have a project manager, a program manager, and then a portfolio manager. So what you should be taking away from that video is when it comes to project management, As a project manager, you more than likely manage a project right now anywhere from 3 to maybe 12, possibly 18 months for a project. Whereas a program manager will manage a program because a program has multiple projects within it. A project itself or a project manager can handle 1 or 2 projects. It depends on the organization. Again, depends on the size of the projects and the complexities of the projects. If the project is very, very complex, then yes, the business will probably want somebody that is like, okay, 100%. But if they've got 2, 3 projects that aren't so complicated, that aren't so complex, then what are they going to do? Give it to one person and say, okay, you run with this, right? Now, a program, okay, has multiple projects inside of it. So that's where you will now have the project managers reporting into the program manager.
From different aspects.
Yes. So the example, or one of the examples we gave last week was the manufacturing. So if there's a shoe company that manufactures shoes, they say, okay, we currently manufacture 5,000 shoes a month. We want to get to 20,000 shoes a month. That means they now need to set about different projects that will take that and bring that to reality. So what those different projects look like would mean a project manager here, here, a program manager at the top, possibly a portfolio manager, right? And then they would all be working towards that one goal, right? Because there's no point, if you logically think about it, there's no point in saying, okay, yes, we now produce 20,000 shoes, right? Okay. But if you've not improved your systems, your processes, maybe your sales channel, your marketing hasn't improved, then what's the point? Yeah. So, and then to complete that, a portfolio manager manages programs. So they're looking at, so a portfolio manager is going to be looking as far out as possibly maybe like 5 years down the line. A program manager, maybe 2, 3 years is what they're looking at. You understand? So that's important to understand. So we talked about the communication there, right? And just move on from that. Key importance as a project manager, when you are managing a project, you're looking all around you. You're not just looking straight ahead. You're looking all around you. You're looking at what is it that you've done. You need to mute it on your laptop. You need to look at what it is that you've done. You understand what's to come, what's around the corner. You know, what are other project managers doing within the business that could impact you? That way, you're very much kind of protecting yourself. Okay. So with this, talking about the external project team, again, as you can see, project manager still in the middle of everybody. Everybody comes through the project manager, end to end. Then the project manager will be working closely with the sponsor and the steering committee. The job of the steering committee is to help guide the project to where it's going. As the word suggests, steering. Okay, so the example I gave you last week is consider yourself as a project manager, you have a steering wheel. Now, what the steering committee do is they have an even bigger steering wheel, which they use to keep that project on track.
PMO, do they follow the steering committee?
Say that again.
PMOs, project.
Oh, PMOs. No, not necessarily. So the steering committee will be made up of key people within the business that can get things done. So let me say the influential people. You understand? Okay. roles and responsibilities. I think we talked quite in depth about this. Obviously, as a project manager, plan the project, organize, manage, execute, communicate, pretty much all of that. So I won't go into that one right now. Okay. Just a quick one. If you remember, we talked about organizational structures, right? And the importance of understanding what kind of environment you're in, whether it's functional, matrix, or projectized. Best place you can be in, as you can imagine, would be projectized. You understand? Would be projectized. But if not, then yes, next best place would be a matrix or hybrid, in the sense that you have access to the resources, you're able to get things done, and that's one of the best ways of actually doing that. Okay. Right, so let's move on past that now. Okay, so I think we covered all of this, so that's fine. We talked about the stakeholders. Yes. Very, very important. How we manage stakeholders, how we engage with stakeholders, the day-to-day, of stakeholder management, understanding that who's got the power, who's got the influence, right? And there was the exercise we did around stakeholders as well. Okay, good. Okay. I think risk is something we need to cover. All right, so project planning in this case is where we will start off for today. Okay, so as a PM, it's very important that that plan belongs to you. Okay, you need to take ownership of the plan. In fact, obviously, you are the one creating the plan. So it's important that you know what goes into the plan, right? End to end, all the key things, key responsibilities, who's doing what at any given time. All those things are very important. So it's important that as a project manager, you set the direction of the project. Yeah. If you remember, what I said is the plan in itself is, in one way, your Bible as a project manager. You understand? So that's what that's what you rather are going to be looking at every single day to make sure your project is running according to plan. If it's not going according to plan, then, something is wrong. So the plan in itself helps us cover resource allocation as well, time management, risk management, communication, budgeting. So obviously you can imagine if you have put a deliverable in your plan, you've put it that somebody's going to be responsible for doing that, right? And that somebody obviously is going to get paid. So you should be able to say, okay, from what we have in the plan, this is how much it's going to cost us, because these are the activities that are going to be delivered.
So let me have something.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Last thing you just said. So does it mean that the PM also stands in as like more like a QS, an estimator?
No. Are you the one doing the work?
No, according to you, what you said.
No, but are you, as the PM, are you the one doing the work?
No.
Okay, what are you doing? You're managing the people that are doing the work, right? So you can't estimate anything. You understand? You can give your knowledge, but it's not for you to estimate anything because you're not the one doing the work. It's like calling a plumber to your house and you tell the plumber, oh, these pipes are broken, they're leaking, they're this, they're that. And then you tell the plumber, this should take you 20 minutes. He'll probably laugh at you because he'll be like, you don't know my job. You don't know what I have to do. You understand? The only thing that could make you say that is if you have seen something like that before. or you've experienced it before. Therefore, that kind of gives you a leeway, yes, to be able to say such. But aside that, there's nothing you can say, right? So it's those that are doing the work that you get the input from them, right? So as a project manager, if you think about the cycle, what you're doing is basically saying these are the things that we need to do. This is what the client wants. So the client wants a 5-bedroom house. It's not for you as a project manager to say, yeah, guys, I think we can do this. We should be able to get it done in 5 months. Yeah. No, you take it to the resources, you take it to the key people, and you get them to estimate that, oh, yeah, sure, this is going to take X amount of time. Does that make sense? Again, with obviously communication, so who we're communicating to, when, how, etc. What is the structure, the governance of the project? How do we deal with change? You can see all there. The risk is a massive part as well. You know, that's just something that we have to just do, but we'll come into risk management later on. So in terms of developing the plan in itself, obviously you have to define a clear scope and objective. So if you think back to it, this is where the importance of your stakeholder management comes in. Because if you have not identified your stakeholders, you'll only find yourself in a position where you're trying to do things, but you're not going to be able to do it because the right people have not been consulted with. You've not got them involved. You've not taken their input. So at the end of the day, all you're going to end up doing is you've wasted your time and effort with more than likely a project that's about to fail or has failed already. So you want to avoid that by all means. Then from there, if you remember, not yesterday, last week, we said you start off with the goal. What is the goal of what we're trying to do, right? What does that, let's just sum it up. What's the goal? We take the goal and we break it down into milestones, right? From milestones, we break it down into deliverables. From deliverables, we put it down into like actions, task, activities, and we can go as far down as we want to. So an example, if somebody says, okay, my goal now is to earn £60,000 salary within the next year. You're not going to just sleep for a full year and wake up and think, yeah, that's it now, I'm earning it. No, there are steps. So that's the goal. Then you're going to break that down into milestone. So first thing first is you'll do a current assessment, an as-is assessment to understand where am I now? How much do I currently earn right now? So that right now could be, yeah, okay, I'm on 40, my goal is 60. What do I do? You understand? Mm-hmm. So that what do I do could then be like, okay, well, first of all, maybe I need to get more qualifications. I need to train more, right? And very likely I might need to leave this job because this job isn't going to pay me that. So I need to find another job. So you might go online, check some jobs that pay £60,000 and then think, okay, what are the skills required to do those jobs? So you're going to go from wanting something to actually making it happen. But you can only make it happen if you put a plan in place. So you start with your goal, your milestones, and you just keep breaking it all the way through until you get to that point where you can have a schedule that is, okay, this is what I'm doing today. This is what I'm doing this week. This is what I'm doing for the next 2 weeks. This is what I'm doing for the month. All the way through to this is what I'm doing for the quarter, for the next quarter. Before you know it, your 12 months has come up. Yeah? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Okay. So just briefly on this, obviously from a requirement perspective, your requirements are going to come from different places, different people, all sorts. You understand? So what you need to consider is it a business requirement? Is it functional? Is it technical? Is it users? Is it quality? Is it regulatory? Remember I said to you that every project has a driver. Yeah? No, but no business is just waking up and say, oh, we just feel like doing this. We just feel like doing that. There's always a driver, you know? So it could be something coming from the regulatory body that says this is what needs to happen. Very easy. Or it could be, oh, it's the market. It's the competitors. You know, you see Nike and Adidas. As much money as they have, even Coca-Cola. Did these guys not advertise? They still advertise. You understand? Because it's a competitive market. So that's just what they're going to keep doing. That's just how they're going to keep doing it. So again, is it a user requirement? Is it maybe a client has said, oh, this is what I want. This is what I want to do, right? Is it technical? Okay. It could be anything. Technical might link that to the impact of AI. Now all businesses are like, yes, AI, 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 AI. So that's now the key driver. Okay, good. So how do we actually define requirements? Key thing, again, gather information. But like I said, it's who are you gathering that information from? You remember? Who's giving you that information? That's going to be a very, very important part. Because if you're getting the information from all the wrong people, then that's not going to help you. All right? Gather information, categorize requirements, prioritize those requirements. Okay? So those requirements, when you categorize them, you need to say, okay, this is a business requirement, this is regulatory, this is a user, this is technical, however, okay? But then the next step is important because you need to prioritize them, saying to be able to understand which ones are we actually going to deliver first. So if you think back to the goal of, okay, 60K, is the first priority to start applying? No. It's going to be, okay, upskilling, right? Then specify requirements, validate documents, communicate requirements, manage requirements. So key thing, again and again and again, you're going to keep hearing this. It's important that you establish clearly what it is that you're doing. You have to establish it clearly. If you don't, what's going to happen? What do you think will happen? Sorry?
Then you might not satisfy your stakeholders.
Well, yeah. If you don't have clear requirements, that means you don't know what you're doing. So yes, you're not going to know what you're doing and you won't deliver based on what the requirements are. So the client is going to look at you like, that's not what I asked for. Now, depending on the kind of structure you might have in place from a financial perspective, it might come with implications, and that's not going to favor you, right?
Yeah.
Again, clearly defining the deliverables, ensuring that you've got all the right people in the right places. Clearly defined deliverables can also help to ensure that the project team has the necessary resources, tools, and support to complete the work. So this is important because you don't want to be doing the work and then, like, let's say 3 months into the project, you now discover all of a sudden, oh, we actually need this. Oh, we actually need that. Depending on what it is that you need and the timeline to actually deliver that, it might not happen. Because if what you need now is, assuming I gave you guys a project and I said, okay, your project is to revamp this office. Okay. And then something that you need that you haven't ordered, but you started the project and you get to it, you're like, oh, goodness me, we've not even ordered the carpets. Okay, sure, let's check. When can the carpets get here? Yeah, carpets are sold out. I know it's hypothetical, but things like this do happen.
Yeah.
Carpets are sold out. Before you get them, it's going to be 4 weeks. That's now 4 weeks that's going to impact your project. Right? Now, again, depending on how critical that is, I've said carpets because whatever you're going to do in here, exactly. So that means nothing else can be done. So that's one key dependency that has been missed out on. So dependencies as well are very, very important.
Mm.
You need to call them out as early as possible so everybody knows what they're doing. Yes, the critical path. Because if you miss the dependencies, you're only just going to be running like a headless chicken. And, you know, just to buttress that again, there are certain environments where realistically, what happens is like the likes of telecommunications. Yeah. So with telecommunications, you'll see that as an, bless you, you'll see that as an example, if you as a business said to BT, hi BT, we want an internet line here, they'll tell you, okay, yeah, no problem. But do you think they would come as quickly as they would do it if you were a residential customer? No. Commercial customer, just that single request can take easily before it goes live 90 to 120 days. 90 days is if the standard, if there is no impact, if it's just a normal, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. But if the things now go wrong or there's a delay or there's permissions that haven't been granted, that's easily 120 days. So that's not something you sleep on. You know, to mitigate such a dependency, you could say, okay, you know what, let's order it ahead of time. And even if it means it goes live before we're ready, it's better we pay that additional cost than the cost of having to kind of work backwards to hurry and then get it in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because they might say, okay, yeah, BT line, all right, it's going to cost you, you know, when it goes live, just for argument's sake, might cost about 1,200 a month for the internet because it's business, right? 1,200 a month for the internet. All right, fine. And then you say, okay, get it live, but obviously we're not going to use it for 2 months. It's better you have something like that than, oh, it's going to be late by 2 months. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Okay. So tools that we use, and this is where a lot of the work will go into for today. In terms of planning wise, we have multiple tools that we use. But for us here, we use 2 tools. One of them is Smartsheets. So Smartsheets, I'll show you today. Smartsheets is someone there? I can't tell. 1 second. Okay, no. Smartsheets is very much the, let me call it the cousin of MS Projects. Okay. So I don't know if you've ever used MS Projects before, but yes, MS Projects is very simple, very, very easy to use. It's been around for a long time, but now definitely the Smartsheets and the likes are really pushing up against them, trying to get a share of the market. You got Smartsheets, you got Monday.com. Some people will even go as far as using Notion, but some of these tools, realistically, I wouldn't say they are the best for managing real projects. You understand? For small scale projects, possibly, yes, that's not a problem. Go ahead. But for real projects, I wouldn't recommend them basically because it doesn't give you the same kind of experience and ability to manage a project. All right.
Which one?
Yeah, question.
I was gonna ask them which one to be or recommend.
I would tell you at a minimum, get familiar, get comfortable with Smartsheets and MS Projects. At a minimum, there's also Jira. Okay. Now, depending on you as a person, and I don't want to impose a standard, I kid you not, a lot of these tools you can sit down and learn in an hour at most. You understand?
So that's maybe the basics.
Even the advanced, all these things are online. It's on YouTube. But it's what you spend your time to do. You know, like I said to you guys last week, I'm in the gym, I've got my headphones on, and I'm learning while I'm working out. And it's a double win. So it's that time, it's what you want to do with it. A lot of these things you can easily just and I've said it before and I'll say it again, like if you want to learn project management, go to ChatGPT, teach me project management. You don't have to be here. You understand? But it doesn't give you what I give you. So I believe I'm still valid.
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
the smart sheet and the MX project,
Mhm.
they're basically the same. Yeah.
More or less.
I've not used smart sheet, but
Mm.
I've used Microsoft MS project.
More or less, I would say so. I would say definitely more or less the same. In terms of how they work, what's in there, etc. I would definitely say they are one and the same.
Well, your recommendation, you recommended smart sheet.
I say smart sheets because one, it's cheaper than MS projects. So that's definitely one of the reasons I would say smart sheets. And if you know how to use smart sheets, you will get your head around MS projects. It's that simple. So they are very, very close in terms of similarities, functions, features, so on and so on.
With your wide experience, which one do you think companies in this generation uses now?
Funny enough, smart sheets. A lot of companies are moving towards smart sheets. Again, the cost is why. You understand? It's cheaper for them to use this than to use MS projects.
So about P6.
No. P6, the only time anyone should mention P6 is for construction. P6 doesn't touch IT. It's not used for IT. It's just construction, mega projects, basically. But everything else is just standard project management tools such as this. Yeah, MS projects, etc. Yeah. So I'll show you an example. So hold on. Let me do this. Is that on full screen? Oh yes. Okay. So I'm not sure. You might want to join this meeting on your device so you can see the screen very well. I'm struggling to see it myself. Let me just send you the link again.
Sorry, can you send it to email?
You got your WhatsApp on there, no?
Yeah, call always coming as an email.
Okay. To your email, 1 second. Remind me the email? Doesn't come up. ODI NA. I'm sorry. ODI NA KA
WI
WI
double L.
L. Just pop it in the group as well, real quickly. Okay.
Recording in
Why it sounds like that. So you guys can see this. I'm trying to zoom in. Let me see if this will. You can see this on your screen clearly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Don't let me worry myself too much. As you can see, top headers, you've got the task name, okay, duration, start, finish. This just says column, I believe. I can't see that clearly. This is predecessor, is it?
Yeah.
And assigned to allocation, percentage, okay, percentage complete, status, comments, so on and so on. Okay. So this is just basically, I know some people might say, oh, this is Excel. It's not Excel, right? Because it's not here doing formulas and things like that. So it's not Excel. Give Excel its dues. So this is just a table view, but as you can see, I've got my top line here, which is the project, okay? And then all the way down, let me, if I minimize this, you'll see the different phases of this project. Okay. Now, yes, you know, we can say IPMC, but what you do is you use the IPMC as a guide to then, you know, help you set up what your project is going to be or how you're going to deliver your project. So with this, you've got the planning phase, you've got project initiation, planning, system requirement analysis, pilot CRM, system design, and then a few others that I really can't see. Well, do you mind just, yeah, bringing that down? I think that's probably why I can't see it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. In fact, I should put the light on. Forgive me.
That's
Yeah. Okay. So you got all the different steps and phases right there. Now, okay, if I go into initiation, if I open that, if I expand it up, you then see all the, right?
Okay.
Not projects.
Mm.
No,
Tasks.
these are the tasks,
Tasks.
right?
Yeah.
So this project initiation, if you remember, is a phase.
Mm.
And within the phase, you have all the deliverables and then activities. So have you all seen the Russian dolls before? Okay. If you've seen the Russian dolls, you know you start off with a big one. Take that one, another one, take that one, another one, and you keep going. So that's the same thing with projects. You basically plan it to a point where you feel comfortable enough that you know everything that needs to happen. Okay. So that's where you have your HLD and your LLD. So HLD is high level design, LLD is low level design. So we might not have an idea of what it is that we're trying to do, so we'll just put a high level plan. You understand? Very simple. You know what? Okay, my goal is I want to lose 20 kg by the end of the year. That's high level plan, right? What are you going to do? I'm going to work out. I'm going to go gym. Yeah, that's a high level plan. Low level plan is, oh, you know what? I'm going to track what I eat every single day. This is what I'm going to eat. I'm going to train for 20 minutes and do this. I'm going to train for 30 minutes and do this. So you can see you've gone from this is my overall goal to here are the things I'm going to do to make that goal possible in detail, right? So that's your low level plan. The example I gave you last week was considering in the sense of, you know, you're on a plane and you're flying into Manchester or wherever you're flying into, right? At that point, you can only really see the bigger picture. You can't see people on the ground. You know, you can only see the big buildings. Yes, you might see cars on the motorway, you know, driving, etc., but you can't see the street names. You can't, you know, feel the environment. It's only now when you land and you're on ground that you can then say, okay, yeah, I can see these things clearly. I can see the streets, I can see the cars, I can see the people. That's low level design. So as a PM, you need to plan to a good enough extent where you are comfortable with what is in your plan, right? So continue on with this. You see the breakdown of it all. Everything is there. So you got the kickoff meetings, the planning, basically everything. So if I wanted to, I could add another line that just kind of puts several, let me call them deliverables into one, if I wanted to, right? Because this is going to be our focus for today. This is what you guys are going to be responsible for building out. All right. So this is just one example. Let me pull up another one for you. If I can find it, and it's here. Let's go here and just pop it there. So okay, yeah, I can zoom in on this one. I'm not sure why I couldn't on the other. So actually, let me take a step back to the other one. So with this one, the view that you have, excuse me, the view that you have is table view. I can change this view and I can change it to Gantt, right? Now, this is a very popular view, Gantt chart, right? Because if you look at it, you'll see it's got basically every step of the project, right? And those red lines, those ones that you see is part of what would make up the critical path for this project, okay? So you can see all of those there. right? So what it does, again, the top line, this top gray line here, is the overall project. Everything from start to finish. And then under here, as this one is, this where my mouse is. Okay, I can zoom in now. Where my mouse is, this is, what is this? Is this a
particular activity?
is it an activity though? This is not an activity. If you look, what is this? It's a phase, right? So if you're following, let's try that again. Okay, good. So if you're following, remember, this is the project in itself. Now, there should never be anything as equal as the project. Does that make sense? So if I wanted to now, I shouldn't take initiation and put initiation on the same line as project. I say on the same line because if you look closely, you'll see that where this minus is, they're not on the same line. Initiation is inside the project, right? So this is what you have to keep in mind when you're setting up your project, okay? Initiation is inside the project. Develop project charter is inside initiation, right? And develop project charter itself has got activities within itself, okay? So if you then come across to the Gantt chart here, again, this line, top line here is the project from start to finish. This is the initiation phase. You can't see so well, but let me try. If you look at these then here is the project deliver project charter, right? And then here are the activities. But it's so small on here because if you look at the duration, I think really in the grand scheme of things, it's only 3 days, 2 days. Okay. If I was to say, you know what, that's not 3 days, that's actually 20 days. What's happened?
Expand.
Aside of expanding, what has happened here?
The finishing will change.
And what else will change?
The
Exactly.
Yeah.
The phase length will change. And if it also impacts the overall timeline of the project, it changes that too. So if you pay attention, remember it was at 3. So I'll take it back to 3. So the old project was 59 days. Deliver project charter was 20, it was 5 days, or it is 5 days, okay? So if I go back to this now and I said, you know what, 20 days instead of 3, pay attention. We go from 5 days to 22 days and then 59 days to 76 days, right? Because it's had a knock-on impact. And the only way we can know that is because there are dependencies. If nothing was dependent on this and it was standalone activity, it might not have an impact. Might not, right? But if you see here, the second line, which is review and approve project charter, okay? That second line right there, here you go. We've got it here, predecessor, line 4. This is line 4. This activity that we've just changed to 20 days is line 4, right? So because line 4 has changed and line 5 is dependent on line 4, that automatically changes as well. And because line 4 sits inside of the deliverable, which is line 3, it has an impact on that time as well. Yeah?
So
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you only use this software for waterfall and when you do a waterfall?
Yes, ideally so. Ideally so. This is exactly what you would use. If you were using agile sprints, etc., you wouldn't use it like this. Okay. There's another way you could use it, but this one hasn't been set out, and I'll just show you something real quick if I can zoom back out. So you see the view on here is Gantt. I can take that from Gantt and I can put it into, as an example, card, right? So that card is similar to what you get when you're using Kanban, right? And you're using agile methodologies. Okay. So basically with this, all you will see is all the activities. Now, because that's not how we set this out, that's why you don't see it that way. But when we show you plain, you'll see how it comes out on plain. But the whole thing is I can have all my activities down here. right? And you see the phases. Is it in progress? Okay. Is it in coding and build, right? Is it in testing? Is it in QA? And if I go across, is it now complete? Right?
Yeah.
Good. So I'll show you another one. I'll show you another one. So here you go with this. Again, high level, it's a bespoke software project. You got the initiation phase, and then you got all the activities within that as well, right?
Yeah.
So everything line by line is all on here.
Mm.
So the whole idea of this is, again, as a PM, you can come and look at it and just understand where you should be. Okay. Technically, you should be completing all these areas, right? Percentage complete. What is the status? If you look at the status, 3, not started, in progress, complete. Because with this, when you get really good with it, you can use it to actually generate your reports. You can use it to tell you these are the activities you started, these are the ones you finished, these are the ones that have been classed as having a blocker, so on and so on. Yeah? Wonderful. Okay. So now what you guys are going to do is you'll be creating your own plans. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just go back to your worksheet real quickly, and I'll add it to your worksheet. You need to request access to the worksheet. I don't think you have access. Just 1 second. I don't see your name on there, so I'm just going to email you the worksheet again. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I've just sent you that now, so it's on its way. Okay. So now, okay, so let's do this. Okay. So if you all go to your worksheets, you should be able to see another tab there that says project planning or project plan. Yeah, wonderful. So let me guide you, and then you guys will happily do your own. All right, so I'm going to create a new one. Zoom out of here again. So, okay, a simple project plan. Let's just create a new plan. Done. To workspace. Just give me a sheet. Okay, perfect. Rather, let me see, do up another one. Should give me a Gantt. Okay. So what I will do is, let me just move this here, zoom back out. To make it easy, I'm going to make it match my my sheet that I've already got. Okay. So if you go to that sheet, you'll see, I think you're all in there now. So you'll see the different phases, right? And then, so those phases are planning, research and benchmarking, system design, development, testing and QA, deployment and handover, right? And I think that's it. Yeah? Yeah, perfect. That's it. Then you have the task description, the duration, start date, end date, dependencies, and the owner of those activities. right? So to make it easy, I'm just going to literally copy this across, but to make it make sense, I'm going to make sure my rows on my smart sheets match this. So so the first row obviously stays the same. That's just going to be my description. Where are my phases going to be? Where do I put my phases?
Before the primary column.
Before the primary column. Are you sure?
Not like.
So let me go back. Look at this. Let's go back to this. Change the view. Let's go back to was it not the table? So where are my phases here now?
Oh, your phases are like slightly indented before the plan. Yeah, before the task.
Yes. So come back to this now. Where should my phases be?
Above the task.
Above the task.
Yeah.
Okay. So this project is an LMS project. Let me just delete all of that. LMS projects. So to build an LMS, right?
Yeah.
This then becomes my first phase, and that is what? Planning, right? And then I'll show you this, but you guys will do this yourself. And then I can take my activities inside planning. In this case, normally, obviously, you wouldn't be doing copying and pasting. You would have to do this from scratch. I've given you the information, but you would have to run around, do the legwork, and get all of this into a plan. So I'll pop that there. Now, this right now doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me the order of things. It doesn't tell me whether these activities are on the same level as planning. Well, to be honest, that's what it looks like right now. But that's not correct, is it? What should happen? I should indent them, exactly. So I select them, as I have done already. I indent them, right? So now looking at this, though, it's telling me, if I'm right, that planning is on the same level as LMS projects, which is a project in itself. Is that correct?
No, because it's a phase of the.
It's a phase within it. So I then indent that as well, right? So if I make any changes here, it will impact the overall planning. Okay, good. So that's just one. So I've shown you how to indent and everything else. Now, to make it line up, what I'm going to do is, so I've got my task, I've got my duration. So this duration here, I'm just going to pick that up, okay, and move it here, right? Then it's got my start and end date. So that's start and finish. Can't be easier than that. Click and drag. Okay, then I've got my dependencies and then owners. So owners, that should be assigned to, okay? So let me just move that here. This status I'm going to move, but before I do, I'm just going to insert another column, right? Now here I should be seeing predecessors. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Duration, auto number. No, I'm not seeing that here. Hold on. I think I've picked up the wrong style of sheet. 1 second. 1 second. This is a Gantt. Try. Second. I'll just copy it across quickly anyway. That won't take time. No, this is not what I want. What is my okay? Predecessors is there. So this is the format I want. So I've got my task. I don't need this, so I'm going to delete the team. Edit format rules. Just delete it. No, they've made changes. Hold on. Let me just pick up a blank slate real quickly. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, there's my predecessor. Okay, so let me just do that again. So I've got my column, primary column, and then it will be duration. Okay, so let's just move that there. Start and finish. Start, finish, dependencies, and then owner. So dependencies is predecessors and then owner. Okay, so that's all I need right now. Okay, good. So you guys are gonna kind of create the same, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, if I wanted to show, let me see, let me just copy that again. As an example, if I wanted to say that this activity here, identify essential functionality such as cost, okay? If I wanted to say that that was dependent on analyze the overall, okay, I would then go to the dependencies and do what? Yeah, perfect.
Wait, Mr. OJ.
Yes.
Is it common for, are there like, is it common for some like activities and tasks to not have dependencies within like a
Yeah,
project
they don't have to have dependencies. Yeah, but if they do, we need to be very clear on them. Yeah. So I'm glad you all said 4 and you didn't tell me to type it out. Very correct. We'll just put the number that it references because this doesn't understand words. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah.
In this again, can so many like 2 or 3 activities also have predecessors from one?
Yeah. Yeah. So one, making it simple, coming back to the project I gave you in terms of redo this office, a dependency is that the carpet is in place. Now, if that carpet is not in place, it's going to affect everything else, as an example. But it's about how much you know. So you need to really, when you're working with your resources and the people that do the work, you need to know enough to be comfortable to say, okay, yes, I understand it now. Yeah.
So can a project can then have multiple dependencies?
One task can have multiple activities dependent on it.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
You're an activity, you're an activity, you're an activity. If I'm not here, the class doesn't happen. So what does that mean? Exactly. Yeah? Cool. So, right, got that out the way. That makes sense now. That's not a problem. So that's how we will do it. And obviously, we can use this Gantt chart to visualize where we're at, right? The progress and everything else, okay? Now, what you guys are going to do is you're going to make this yourself, right? I hope, one second, I hope I have been recording. Yes, yeah, I have, yeah. So that I don't have to do it again for those watching. So what you will now do is go to smartsheets.com, Google it, go to smartsheets.com, whichever one, and you're going to create an account for yourself.
And again, in this fashion, we are talking about predecessors. Do they have successors?
Not as such, no. There are different types of relationships, but I'll talk about that after we conclude on this. Yeah.
From the email you sent to me, I've requested such a request for something.
Yeah, have you requested access? Yeah. Okay, let me give you access. 1 second. Yeah, so you should have access now. You can try again.
Through the email, yeah?
Yeah, just go back to the email and click on the link. It should take you straight into the document.
For this way, but me too.
Yeah, so you'll see the LMS document there. There's a tab that says project plan or something like that. All right. So everyone just go to smartsheets.com, create your account.
Yeah.
Then if you just open up, let me see your screen because you see it has a bit funny something.
Yeah.
So if you
I'm just trying to get
okay, yeah, just complete the registration process, yeah.
Yeah, just trying to.
What I do there?
Just put 1 to 4. Did you register with your personal email?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, just put 1 to 4. Just IT.
Oh, project.
Yeah, project management. Yeah, that's fine. This.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying.
And then you should see register. Yeah, just put your email address.
Yeah, no, I've done this. I'm just waiting for the.
Okay,
Email,
verification.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, go back to it then. It should be there. Or check your spam as well. There you go.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. That should get you in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I for permission the
Let me see.
um
No, this is to invite your team.
Oh,
So
okay.
just skip that.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, so now there are different types. So if you just scroll along, you can see this is not the one we'll be using.
Yeah.
So click on add to workspace, go to sheet, and then click on timeline. Let's try, I think that's the one I used. And let's see. Okay, click back onto there again and change that to table.
Yeah.
Still not the right one. We go to add to workspace, sheet.
Maybe not.
Wait, do we do
Yeah,
timeline
I'll
or
come
not?
round. Hold on. I want the column headers to just be ready for you, so you don't have to be. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll be with you, Kingsley. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Do we do guide or something?
Yeah. So let me see if it will allow you to do the account one straight from here. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So go back to that Excel Google Sheets
Okay.
and line up your
I'm trying to.
headers.
I'm trying to register, yeah. But
This is not smart. This is this is not smart. This is okay. Click on login or something.
no, I went from register.
Wait, sorry, Mr. Oji, did you say the
Send me a call.
project was an LMS?
Project LMS.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. But it's an LMS project. Yes.
Okay.
Is it not sending to your email?
The first one didn't come in. Check your email to create your.
Is your email not in your laptop? You should go through the email in your laptop. Okay. So everybody's on there now, right?
Yeah.
Have you said okay? Yeah, I'll let you finish that.
I'm putting number here. One.
Yeah, just go through the process. Yeah. Since you're all on the meeting, can you all share your screen and let's look at it together, please? It'll be easier that way so we see what you've done. So yes, Demi, I've allowed you to share your screen. I think I have to bring this over now. Second.
My screen.
Yeah, let me just do something on this side. Give me a second. Do this. Okay, I think. So I'm just gonna bring this so everyone else can see your screen. 1 second. Nope, still not showing up. Hold on. Let's take this out of full screen. Okay, this should do it. Yeah, perfect. So everybody can see your screen now. Okay, so let me come to your screen. Yeah, this is your screen. So do me a favor. First of all, title your sheet. It says untitled sheets. You see where this top bit where it says untitled sheet?
Oh, yeah.
Just title that for me. So
Right,
it should be what the project is about. Yeah. Okay, good. So, and then do me a favor, where you see this first step, first project, just X that for us, please. Just we'll close the X so we can see more of your screen. All right. Cool. So yes, talk us through what you've done.
Obviously, as we know, the whole project, that's the Elevator project. And obviously, we have the different stages that we were given to, put into the project before we handle the task. Because each task belongs to a separate individual stage. So we can't. So within the planning phase, we're given 5 tasks, given the duration, the start date, the finish, and the dependencies, and who is it's assigned to basically. So as you can see, one exception that would be the first task of the whole project. There's no predecessor, obviously, because it's the first. And filling in with anything will give an error. So you always have to start from the second task. Right. So we have that planning phase done. Research and benchmarking done as well. But one thing to keep in mind, and one thing I found was when I was doing the predecessors, I kept on mixing it with the already given spreadsheet. So it's always best to look within the smart sheets,
For the correct
yeah,
lines.
for the current lines, yeah, basically to look and also to miss line because where numerically should be 7, 8, 9, 10, but as you can see, line 8 is the research and the best. That's the phase. That's the phase, line 8. So you always have to miss the next line when you go into the new phase of the project. Same for the system design, giving few tasks to predecessors. We have the time. Following development, same thing.
Okay, so just change your view to Gantt view for us, please. Okay. Yeah, so just open up Yeah, I just want to see the lines of the dependencies. Okay. So do we not have any lines showing the dependencies and the connections? Okay, just at the top. Okay. All right, fine. Okay, no problem. Fine, I'll take that. Thank you very much. You understand it, and I think from what you've presented, you're comfortable with it. So that's fine. Okay, let's move on. Next. Yes, please go for it.
You see this one.
It's coming up.
Okay, can you see this one?
Yes.
So it's the same as David law. But a problem I was having was similar to the first few ones, but the only ones that were linked. Right now we only it's showing that the critical path, which
Yeah.
is just like the whole document, because the critical path is like the longest string of dependencies.
Yes.
The document. So it'll just be, since everything is dependent on the previous thing before, the whole thing is just a critical path of the document.
So with this kind of project, what we need to understand is we literally have no wiggle room. Everything has to be back to back to back. There's no gaps. You understand? So if something goes offline, one thing alone, that sets everything else off. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So one from issue I had was that the first phase was linking with each other. But what I found out was that in the sorry for in that one. So in this, it links it to task one, and because of the share sheet, I think it is called
Smart sheets.
Smart sheet.
Yeah.
Because of Smart sheet, I assumed that task one was the first row
Mm.
in this. Yeah. So I had linked
You did it the other way, yeah.
So when I found out that it was actually the task one was just the first task of the document.
Yes.
Then everything linked together properly and suitable adjustments. And yeah, so yeah, some very similar to Demi aside from that, like mix up from that. And yeah, everything is what the bases are iteration indentations from the original project, and within that another indentation which are the activities or tasks themselves. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Kingsley, if you can share your screen, please. One second. I think you're up. Yep. Okay, so
like everyone says, this is the project, MLS project. So I started off by, first of all, going to get the main information we needed for the project. So the first one, with my days, my durations, I was able to create it on the predecessors. At initial stage, I have issues because I didn't know we are going to do all before I asked.
yeah, okay.
So when I know about it, I have to take it step by step. So in project planning, we have about 5 activities in it, which have duration days of about, I think, 34 days in project planning. And also,
Okay, so sorry. Your project planning is your first line.
yes.
Yeah, so you should have a line ahead of that, which is the overall project.
Okay, I should add
another line above that, which is the overall project.
Okay, which I can still insert.
Yes, yes, yes.
So After that, comes my research and benchmarking, which overall is 46 days
Mm.
in all of them. Also have all the predecessors assigned to all of them, and also assigned to the individual are going to handle projects.
Okay.
So we go to system and design. Everything done accordingly, and also development and testing.
Okay. So let me see more of your Gantt view, please. You go to your Gantt chart there. So it's already on Gantt. You just need to move. No, it's already on Gantt. Move that bar. So you bring your Gantt across. Yes. Okay. So for the dependencies, they should be showing a line of connection.
It was showing before.
Okay.
Oh, see it from the beginning, yeah.
Right.
It was showing before.
Okay.
See it from the beginning, but
Okay. All right.
What could have happened because it was showing before?
Yeah,
I'm
not sure. Yeah. Not sure. Okay. So yeah, let's see those tasks. Yep. Go across. Let me see the task. You can expand that. Yeah. Pull that across.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Yeah. Okay. Predecessors. Okay. All right. I'm not sure why I didn't show it again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the predecessors is you're taking it how it came across from the Excel sheet. Yeah. The Google Sheets.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No worries then. Okay, cool. No problem, guys. Let's take a break. All right. I think where are we now? 1:30. So I think 30 minutes is good enough. Take a break, get some water, fresh air, etc. And we'll come back to it. And what we're going to do next is we're going to build a roadmap from this. Yeah? All right, good stuff. Okay. Nice one, guys. And just pause the recording. Slide through it. All right, back in the room. So if we go back to the plans now, if you go back to Smartsheets plan, so let me just open up mine as well. Just give me 1 second. So you'll see and come to appreciate. Hold on. Have I closed it? Goodness. I think I shut it down. Shouldn't be. Yeah, there we go. Right. So if you look at your plans, obviously, let me come back to this. Okay. If you look at your plans, yeah, 1 second. Let's see. Okay. How many guys?
It's just.
Oh, it's just yourself. Oh, they didn't want to come. Oh, okay. All right, I'll give you that then.
Thank you.
What about the other David?
Yeah, but please,
Okay. All right, no problem.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, so you've got this here, which is from a day-to-day perspective is good, right? This is what you need. So as you can imagine, day-to-day, you will be going through all of this and just checking, okay, what's the status? Obviously this is blank, but you should be tracking it. Like, okay, to be able to get to a point where, so if you see this top bar here, so what does that tell us? That the whole project right now is at 24% completion. Yeah. Your stakeholders, your sponsors, they're not going to come and sit with you and say, oh, give me the nitty-gritty. They don't need that level of information. What they want to know is, okay, how is this project progressing? Where are we? What has been done? So on and so on. You understand? Let's pop the camera back on real quickly. I'm over here. Okay. So that's all they need. That's all they care about. They don't need the nitty-gritty details, right? It's just more so this information is what they need. Okay. Now, that said, assuming you wanted to give them the bigger picture, there's a way you can do that again without necessarily going into the nitty-gritty of this. So if let me zoom out, if I can, if it's going to work. Oh, goodness. Let me zoom. Hold on. I want to get back, change my view again. Hold on. Come on, this thing is so sensitive. All right. If I was to use my Gantt view here, which is already on, okay, from here you can see that with this, assuming everything else is complete, I can give a good view of the projects. You understand? But this doesn't really help because this is not giving me the answer I want. So one thing I can do is I could easily go to a tool like PowerPoint, or maybe even hold on, let me open it up, or maybe even Google Sheets as well is another one I could use. No, not Power BI. No, it's not that complicated. So if I go here, okay, perfect. So this is up. So if I just open up a blank sheet as an example, let's pop it here. This is where we need it. So what I want to now create is a roadmap, okay? But I want to create it based on the timelines that we have on that project. So if I just select all of this, just delete that as an example, and then let's go into insert. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a table into this as an example. So let's just do something like that. Okay, now there are so many tools you could use, but again, this is a very simple and effective tool that will give you the result that you're after. Okay, so now what does that look like? So here at the top, what I would have is deliverables slash, as an example, maybe phases of the project. Okay, then across the top here, I would have the months, right? So this is mine. So I'll just say November, if I've spelled that correctly, November, December, Jan, Feb, because nobody can ever spell February, March, April, and May. Okay. So this is me saying my project is gonna last, for 6 months, 7 months, thereabouts. Okay. Now, what you don't know is obviously what the phases are. So again, I will just then insert a shape. If I can get rid of this guy real quickly. Where is it? Hide. Okay. So just cancel that. Okay. So I could just insert a shape. Okay. Let's just go with something like this. It's not so. Now, I will just pop that there as an example. So what this should be telling you is that I have an activity that starts in November and finishes when?
Early January.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Early towards middle of January. Okay. So obviously here I can just put phase 1 or whatever phase, your project is at.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it. Right. Now, this can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. But then again, I could say, all right, let me do this as an example. Okay. And then saying phase 2. Okay. But if I wanted to show that phase 1 and phase 2 are dependent, or there's a connection between them, again, I can go to shapes, insert, and I'm just going to draw this line from here to here. Okay. That then tells your viewer that these activities are, because it's not every day you're going to be sending 1,000 words. Oh, this is no, nobody's got time for that. Again, you have to manage the expectations of your stakeholders, right? So that's important. Okay. Now, another thing that is critical to this is I actually need to show where exactly are we at this point in time. So again, go back to shapes. And I'm saying that there are tools that can do this, but for the sake of simplicity, most businesses stick to this because they already have it. So they just make you use it. They're not going to go and buy an extra license for something that only one person is going to use or however. Okay. So assuming now, right now, we are literally at the start of November. All I'm going to do is draw my line all the way up, okay? And I'll just, now you could have a blue line, which is fine, but really that doesn't really favor me. It doesn't really tell the message. So what I want to do is actually change the color, exactly, change it to a red. Let me just pick that color from here if I can. Okay, let me see, open up more colors. Okay, it's because it's so far away, I can't really see it. But yes, assuming that was red.
It's
Okay,
red.
it's red. Okay, fine.
Mhm.
I think it's orange, but it doesn't matter. So that there tells a story. Okay. Now, assuming I wanted to say, for example, I have an activity which is at risk. Okay.
Mm.
I would then use the RAG method. RAG is red, amber, green. So if it's at risk, I can just change the color here and just put it as red.
Wait, sorry.
Go ahead.
You mean like at risk of not being completed in time or at risk of failing?
Well, not the project, but let's say an activity
Yeah,
or deliverable is at risk. So that means that there's issues going on.
Oh, okay.
You understand? So I can then put it in red because I want to draw attention to it that this activity is at risk. You understand? Now, one thing I can do as well with all of this is I could use gradient effect, okay, to show that okay, this is the complete the status of the activity, i.e., how much of it has been completed. Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of just sticking to blue for everything, I could say if I wanted to show that okay, this activity from up until December has been good, it's been green. You understand? Because it's been getting done. I can just put that gradient on that, right? And then it shows you in blue what you've got left to do.
Mm.
Okay. Now, this is high level. So on a week-to-week basis, this is what you're presenting to your stakeholders, your sponsors. They don't need all that, oh, what about this? What about that? And they don't need all of that type of information. Yes, go ahead.
So if you're bringing to know like weekly reports, so you change these variables might be November, for example, and I'm breaking down to 4 weeks.
Yeah. So if you're working on a project for 4 weeks, yeah, break it down.
The weeks of working.
Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay, I get it. But my point is, if I want to make a report for 1 week, yeah, you know, break it down to days.
No, no, no. You're not. That's what your project plan is for. You're not. This is for high level stakeholders.
I said if you bring it low,
Yeah, that's what your project plan is for.
okay.
So you're not going to work twice. There's no point. This is for your project, for your stakeholders, your senior executives, to give them a picture of what is going on with the project. Your whole, what did we do yesterday? All of that is on your project plan. You understand? They don't need that type of information. So now what I want you guys to do is using what you have on your documents there, on your plans, I want you to create a roadmap.
One will just finish now.
Yes, the plan you've just created, I want you to then create a roadmap for that plan.
Is it okay for you to use?
Google Sheets is fine, yeah. It's the same thing. Eh? Google Slides, yeah, sorry, yes, very correct. Yeah, Google Slides is the one.
We can still use PowerPoint, yeah?
Yeah. No problem. Your screen, if you can, please. Yep. No worries. Anyone, let's see both. Let's see. Okay. Yes, okay, good.
Okay.
All right.
This is my HMS project plan. I know that. Eh? No, it's HMS, because it's happened.
Oh,
Yes, so it's my HMS project plan.
What does HMS stand for? It's the HLD, high level design. Yes. Okay.
I think that'll be,
Mhm.
so on this, at first I got a bit confused because it was, because of the dates at first, so I didn't know what skills to use. Then I saw at the end, or at this LMS project.
Yeah.
Part here, it's from 2025, 1st of January, no, 7th of January to the 6th of November, 2029.
Okay.
And if we're not meant to do like a comprehensive review more, so just like, oh, so I decided to go with years.
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So majority of the project is, or no, let me not say majority, more than the first like 5 phases
Mm.
placed within 2025. So we have planning all the way to testing and quality assurance. It takes place, it ends 20th of November 2025. So I'm not sure if we can, yeah, see, yeah, all of it still takes place within 2025. And then the deployment and handover as well.
Takes
Takes
that duration.
So yeah, I just did that. I didn't know if we could add color to, because there wasn't any signs of like progress or.
Yeah, no, in this case, no, we're fine with this.
No.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right, good. Thank you very much. Next person, please.
Okay.
This is yours, yeah?
So, yeah, similar to with this just like the project timeline. So, right now, I don't mean to.
Hold on, this is not yours. I have to go to your screen. Give me 1 second. Let's get rid of this. Come on. Okay, so you're here. Yes.
Right away, I just figured I'll be in years because I already, figured since the length of the days was over 1,000, I figured
Mhm.
it'd be in years. So obviously, similar to Premier, I have my phases, left-hand column, then the years span of between 2025 to 2029. And as he was saying, most of the phases are carried out during 2025, while the deployment and handover is carried out, between end of 2025 to end of 2029. But
Yeah.
and obviously the red line indicating like progress. I mean, it should be a little bit closer to the left since we haven't started yet. But really, that's where it would be. And I mean, I went a bit over the top, but I measured each, of these numbers,
The columns.
yeah, top to match up 12 months in a year, so it will be as accurate as possible, basically.
Okay.
And then obviously you have the line showing the interconnectedness between each phase.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Says, okay, Kingsley. Sure.
I wasn't able to finish up. So I have this from what we have from the previous project,
Mhm.
I was able to create just, I would say, more like a prototype of what we have in the smart sheet. So the project runs from early January to March. And after that, the predecessor starts, which is the research and benchmarking starts in mid-March, years to May. And same. But I was not able to finish the last activity, the last phase. So then finish it.
Okay.
So-
Go ahead.
So I split mine in 2 months
Mhm.
from the day of the project started in January,
Mm.
but I was not able to finish just the last one.
Okay. Okay. So the only thing is, obviously, the way the other two guys have done it is based on what it says in the plan. So the months wouldn't work in this case.
Oh, I wouldn't.
No, because you're giving an overview of the overall plan. So the months wouldn't work.
So I thought that's what you asked us to like
Yep.
have one like
Yeah, but the overall plan starts from pretty much now till 2029.
I'm confused.
Check the dates on your plan. You'll see in your plan.
Mhm.
So look at the dates. Yeah,
The first time you started here,
you're gonna have to move.
it's
Yeah, move that. That's not how you look at it. Move the Gantt chart to a side so you can see the yes. Now look at your dates there. Look at when does your project start and finish?
starting on the 1st of 30th of January,
And finish when?
28th November, 2028.
So you've got a different set of days then, or different dates from the other two. Regardless, the view we're looking for is from when it starts to when it finishes. Okay, so we're not gonna have that luxury to go into the months the way you've done it. So you could have, yes, a high level and then another level down, which that could then come in, but that's not the ask. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, but I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it.
The best way to do it is what they've done, what they've shown on the screen. That answers the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Breaking it down into little pieces instead of going to this highest level.
No, we don't need that level at this point. What we're asking for is just if you consider when did the project start, when does it finish, and what are the key activities or key deliverables from that moment, from when it starts to when it finishes. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. So you've done it in months, you've broken it down from January through to December, that's 12 months. But that only covers a part of it.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. Am I actually recording? I hope I am. Keep forgetting. Yes, I am. All right, perfect. So the next thing I would like you guys to do, I'm going to just show you and walk you through this. It's usually something for the monitoring and closing or execution phase, monitoring and controlling. But I'll just show you a few examples. So basically, I think you would, if you've been on the calls, you would have seen week by week the guy is giving reports. I don't know if you've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. So the whole point of that, as you can expect, is that because it's a project, you need to report on what is going on, where you're up to, things like that. I'll show you a few examples. So this is one here. It's just a global report. So this is going out to the weekly steerco. Yeah, your steerco is your steering committee. You understand? Again, they help you deliver the projects. So they help you steer the project. You are the one that does the work. So now, truth be told, you'll see this same information or type of information like this in many, many different places. You understand? And in different types. But not to overcook it, you can see what it's communicating. So this is a highlight report. All right. You see here the key outcomes, achievements during the last period. Okay. And then the key work plan for the upcoming period. So you're just going to be taking what you've got in your plan and putting it into this so that your team, your stakeholders, your sponsors, your stakeholder can see, oh, this week, this is what the guy's done. Next week, this is what they got planned. Okay. Then you've got there the work stream scope, work stream people, project summary, a brief summary of the project, right? And then again, you see here, this is another roadmap, or just a smaller version of it. But you can see they've just put it into months. You've got the original, you've got the forecast, you've got the status of the activities or deliverables, January, February, March. It's just capturing 3 months, right? Most important part as well is this top right here, which shows you status. Now that is showing you the status of the project. Now this one is red, meaning, oh, it's in danger, there are issues, it's at risk. Okay. Then obviously you've got your keys. If I can find my mouse again, you've got your keys at the top, which tell you what means what. So green, you will always need to remember that is on track. Amber, slight issues, but we're working through it. Red, yeah, it's a mess. Right.
Oh, wait, sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
TBC.
To be continued, yes, exactly. Okay, so that's one example. Let me now show you another example briefly. If I can find my mouse. I'll just close this one and then show you another one real quickly. Okay, so this is one from a previous project. Let me bring it across. Okay, so you'll come to see, right? So there you go, gives you the title. So this one has a cover page, gives you the title of the project, gives you the details, what the agenda of the project is about. And again, the same information, just presented in a different way. You see here the title of the project, the summary of the project. So what is the project about? What was the achievements? What have they got planned for next period? What are the decisions and support that might be required? And then at the top here, top right, you've got key things to consider. Who's the project manager? Who's the sponsor? The reporting date, integration cost, so on and so on, yeah? And then you've got your milestones at the bottom, then program overview. How is the program overall? It's an overview of the program. And then you then have your risk and issues as well, okay? So if I move on from, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So this program overview, yeah, we drafted from the program you have, like more like a summary
Yes, in colors.
in colors. Then you come to according to the previous one, you show what the color stands for.
Yes, yeah.
But they're not going to.
No, we know what it means, so that's why we don't have it. But yes, you could put a key to say this is what the colors represent, but that's what I'm saying. It's not everything you're gonna get a key for. Standard RAG, red, amber, green. Standard, red, amber, green. Green, good, in progress. Amber, slight issues, but we're still moving. Red, it's on fire. Exactly. Right. And then this one's got more information from a stakeholder perspective, just highlights who's in the program. Then you got your risk log, followed by your work stream, program work stream updates as well. So you can add or do however, This one's a roadmap. You can see the planning phase is what we'll be doing for the whole of the October months. November, December, we'll then be doing execution. Very simple. Again, another high level. This is a POP. So a POP is plan on a page, or rather POAP, plan on a page. And it's just a high level one pager that says this is what the project is about. Okay, cool. So I will give you data, but before I give you data, I want you guys to recreate this. Okay, just recreate it on your end. And if you can use slides or PowerPoint, it's up to you. Yeah. All right.
Or what one creation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as is. Don't worry about the context inside, but yeah, definitely the frame at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you only need to create this once, and obviously on a weekly basis, you just be updating it.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Good. So let's get that. Let's get that going then. Leave it up on the screen. Pause recording. I can't see it.
earlier today, we could finalize it and see where everything going to go in place and look at what we need to do, the general overview, of course, of what we need to do and put it in a plan. We have the kickoff training needs assessments for 2014, and we can confirm the revised rollout plans with vendor. So yeah, they're most likely going to use multiple devices in order to help with these infrastructure apps, as well as the training of people on these digital IT systems that we're going to roll out. And we can configure testing sandbox for a new AMR and begin procurement of key infrastructure components like firewalls, switches, and the like. And also done things, anything we need now, so we're just beginning the procurement phase of the product, and when the decisions support needed, final sign off on EMR enhancement scope from clinical lead, budget release approval for phase 1 procurement, and confirmation of weekend access windows for infrastructure deployment. Yeah, so this is just more so, as it says, the support that we might need. So it's just more access requirements or access requests of some sort, or just finalizing of other stuff as well. So here we have key risks and issues of Apollo projects in Margeta. So let's put these projects in place. So project management is Programming Assurance. The sponsor is one Dr. Linda Frazier. The report date 1st of November 2025. I'm assuming report date is the date that the person gives.
More or less, like, so if it was the end of the week, it would be that, yes. Yeah. All right, good. Don't worry. I'm happy with that. Let me stop you there. Thank you very much. Good job. All right, who's next? Well done. Well done. Who's next? Yep, so just join, obviously you're on.
Even though I've not finished.
Well, let's see what you're up to. So share your screen and let's go for it. So you can stop sharing on your side. Yep, thank you. Good job. Okay, I can see your screen is coming up. Okay, is this it? Yep, okay, cool. So let's put it on full screen presentation mode. Do you know how to do that?
Is on the top part of your thing. Close to the undo button. Rather.
Or you could just go straight to the bottom where it's got the, okay, yeah, that's fine. Throw me one of those, please. Yep. Okay, so let's go.
Hi, everyone. Please pardon me, I have not finished my work, but I will present the way it is.
Okay. Let's go for it, yeah.
This is a project we are in, and I'm project manager, and the front of the project is Linda Fraser. And on the dates of the project we're important, which happens to be today. And we have estimated costs on the project and what was approved. And also the variance we have seen 58,000. So the project is about more like project submarines digital refresh healing through innovation. And the summary, it's more like a hospital trying to infrastructure clinical system, trying to build workflow and expand what they have. So on this place, even though I've not labeled it to see what we have on it because of time factor of what we're doing. But here is the achievements followed by next period and support. So if you go through it, you'll see what we have, what we plan to achieve, what we plan to achieve before the end of the project, end of the week. Yeah, I think yeah, for the end of the week, yeah. So if you read through it, you see when we have Wi-Fi and network design, we have cybersecurity, compliance and procurement pipeline drafts created and to say have more just to save time. I won't be reading out through. And we also have our milestones, which will show network audits completed. We have other ones that are still ongoing, still a project that's ongoing. And down here, I think there's some information missing because of time factor, which maybe in the next meeting I will try to draft it or send it across to the email when I finish with it. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Good job. Okay, well done.
Bobby, any question?
Yeah, no worry, no questions. All right, over to you. So just share your screen. You can stop sharing, please, Kingsley. Thank you very much. You want to present it?
Yeah, sorry.
So click on slideshow. Yeah, there you go.
Hello, everyone.
Yep, hello.
Good evening. This is a report on the project on St. Mary's David to Refresh titled Healing and Innovation. As my previous speaker said before, it's basically just renovating and updating the technology present at the hospital to kind of improve the services already available. We have our achievements that we hope to meet, including initial discovery and stakeholder engagement workshop completed. These are all the things that we have completed, and these are the type of the things that we hope to achieve during the next period. An example being to submit the updated project plan and budget trackers and governance to the governance board. As previously spoken about, these are just the key. This is just key information about the whole project. Obviously, me being the project manager, our sponsor, Dr. Linda Fraser, our report date 1st of November, and the budget that we asked, the budget that we were given, and the budget that we estimated, and as you can see, we are £58,000 under budget. These are our milestones. 2 being complete the network audit and the procurement plan, and what we are still currently working on the EMR required, either AMR gathering and the governance board review. Sorry, the software is kind of cutting off.
No worries, no worries.
The risks and issues. So the first risk that we have is lack of weekend deployment access affecting rollout, meaning that rollouts is just delayed because of we don't have enough in order to the actions we're taking is to engage with the hospital operations to secure dedicated access windows. So we are asking the hospital system if we can have specialized access windows so that we can be able to roll out the roll out the project as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
The next one is a delay in EMR scope sign off by clinical leads. So as it just says there, the EMR scope has been delayed because of we just don't, it's just a lack of current access. We don't have enough access in order to roll out the EMRs, in order to finish, the EMR scope. So that's also causing a delay in the project. Mitigating action is to schedule one-on-one sessions with each clinical lead this week in order to gain specific access for the EMR project. These are the scores and these are the owners of each risk, who is going to undertake which risk, and this is the date that is due. And finally, the program review. Sorry once again.
No worries.
Stuff cutting off too. So
Mhm.
the last period still in progress. This period also still in progress. Plan as well. And if I remember correctly, after the plan is the resources, which last period was complete, but this period is what?
This in progress.
Okay, in progress, and I'm not too sure about the last one.
No worries.
Yes.
No worries.
Thank you.
All right. Good job. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Yes. Question. Yes. Sure.
For the score for risk, is it out of 50?
For the what? Sorry.
The risk score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it out of 50?
Not necessarily 50. What does it say in the document? Let me just go to the document real quickly. Where is it? So if I go here, risk. No. So technically, we'll do risk properly tomorrow. Technically, with the risk, it's usually 1 to 5, right? But in this case, it's fine. It's used its own discretion, however. But it would be 1 low, 3 medium, 5 high.
Yeah.
Now, with the risk, what we're considering is what is the impact and what is the probability. That's what we want to consider. So we will just then say impact times probability equals severity. Yeah? So that's what we will do. All right, wonderful. So obviously, I'm glad you guys have been able to run through this because realistically, this is what the work is about. This is where you give visibility to your stakeholders to see, so they know what's going on. It's not always going to be writing a 1,000-page email when you can present in such a way, So I'm happy with that. I will say, I know not everybody's finished it, but please finish it, okay? And then send it in, or let's look at it again tomorrow, okay? We're going to stop there for today, all right? Because like I said, it is getting darker. So yes, you have a question?
Yeah, it's not a general question. I struggled so much I just wanted to create it the way it is here.
Mm-hmm.
I have an option to put like the summary, the things inside.
Okay. The titles.
Yeah, titles.
Yeah.
But I was trying to get the way it is. I don't know if you can show me.
All it's done is just brought it forward. So it's done the text and just brought it forward. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You really need to get comfortable using these tools. You understand? That's all it's done. Yeah. Cool. All right then. Wonderful. So guys, I'll stop there for today and we'll pick it up again tomorrow, 1 o'clock. And we go again. Okay? 1 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah. Wonderful stuff. All right. So let me just stop now and hopefully the recording should be fine. If not, please let me know.